Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? I'll be doing a sneaker drawing on the Bape Adidas Ultra Boost that's set to release February of next year, as well as talking about my takeaways from day 2 of the NBA preseason. Let's get it! The sneaker is a collaboration between Adidas and Bape, and all we know so far for sure is that this sneaker is going to release next year in February. We don't know the price, we don't know the quantity, but I do know this. I know this shoe is going to sell out really fast, like there's no joke about that. Which means unless you're able to get this particular pair the moment they get out, or if you can get them online, you're going to have a hard time trying to get them for retail because that resale is going to be nuts. On the actual shoe itself, the camo almost has like a digitized kind of look to it, so it's not like a smooth kind of camo, it's a little jagged. And then we do see that Bape Gorilla logo plastered in a few different spots all over the upper. The outsole is black, the midsole is black, and I don't know if this is me, let me know if you guys agree or disagree, but whenever I see that boost material in black as opposed to white or I guess any other color, I don't know, it just seems weird to me, it doesn't seem natural. It could just be that I'm so used to seeing it white that I can't really see any other color, and I kind of feel the same way with the Nike Roshe Run. Like when it's not a white outsole, it just seems weird, like I don't like looking at it. Now there is a key similarity between the Ultra Boost and the Roshe Run, at least on my part, is that the outsole itself is very simple when you're looking at it from a lateral point of view. There's not too much going on with it besides the technology that is a part of the outsole itself. Because of the design is very simplistic in that respect, maybe that's why it looks weird to me when it's not white, because I feel like white naturally works the best with those kind of shoes. But when it's black, I don't know, I don't really fancy it too much. That's just me though, let me know what you guys think. As for me potentially copying these sneakers, you guys already know this. I don't have to say this every video, but I do. You guys already know that I'm a broke college student. I can't afford these kicks. I can't afford Roshe Runs right now. I can't afford anything. It's all good though. I would like to have a pair of Ultra Boosts in the future as part of my collection, but it's not gonna be this pair. Even like, okay, let's say hypothetically, in an alternate reality, right? In this hypothetical scenario that we're going on, where the outsole is white. Even then, I probably wouldn't cop it anyway. Like, I have nothing against the camo upper that this shoe has. I like the collaboration between Bape and Adidas, but I don't know, like the camo doesn't really work for me based on my taste, based on my style of what I wear. But if you think these are dope and you can wait until next year, good luck trying to get them, because like I said, we already know these shoes are gonna sell out mad quick. Now guys, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that if you enjoy these daily sneaker drawing videos and basketball discussions that you hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notification. And if you like the stencil that you see on the screen and you want to access it for free, you can visit my website, kickstarter.com. That is your #1 source for free sneaker stencils, and when I say sneaker stencils, I'm talking like over 220 different free sneaker stencils. I upload 2 new stencils a day, of which I post them on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me. I'll have the link to that in the description down below. So if we do some quick maths real quick, right, and we look at if we do 2 stencils a day and we upload into the rest just this year, right, and I'm talking about next year, I'm talking about just this year, we're gonna have an extra over 200 stencils added to the website. That is nuts, which would bring the total to, of course, over 400 stencils added to the website. And my ultimate goal, well, I guess not my ultimate goal, but my main milestone for the website in terms of stencils is to have over 1,000 stencils on the website. I did a little bit of math, I did a few calculations. If I'm able to maintain this pace of adding 2 new stencils to the website every single day, by the end of next year we will have met that goal, and not only met that goal, we will have crushed that goal. And the best part about the website is that if you want to see stencils added to the website that are not already available, you can send your request to the contact tab at the top of the page, because I'm all about that good customer service and I want to give the people what they want. For day 2 of the NBA preseason, we have 4 games going on, and before I say anything else, let me just say this. These international teams, for the most part, have been getting crushed by the NBA teams. And to be honest, it's kind of what we expect. NBA has the best basketball players in the world, right? It's the best league in the world for a reason. That is also why whenever that team wins the NBA championship for a particular season, they're not only known as the NBA champs, but the world champs, because, well, we have the best basketball players in the world. We have the best league in the world. And the reason in which why I brought that up is because so far we had just started the 4th quarter of the Utah Jazz and the Perth Wildcats. I believe they're in Australia. And the score right now is 100-47, okay? Like, that is insane. To give you guys some context on what is going on right now, the player who has the most points for the Perth Wildcats has 9 points, 5 of which came from free throws. All right, he's 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 100%, that's good. And he's 2 from 13 from field goal range. So it's like, this isn't looking good, man. This is not looking good. After the first quarter, the score was 44-13. Like, that is bad, all right? That's like what the Warriors are going to do to the rest of the NBA this season. Like, that's not good at all. But that aside, I will say this. It's a good thing that the NBA is incorporating these international teams to play against the NBA teams during the preseason. For one, you can't have it during the regular season or the playoffs, so obviously that kind of takes away that thing. But the preseason, the whole point of the preseason is to give your teams practice, to allow them to get into the funk, the rhythm of the whole season, so that way when the season actually starts, they should be ready. Because the whole goal of the preseason is to get these teams ready, it doesn't necessarily matter who they play. Sure, it'd be much better if they played against other NBA teams, but they're going to do that whole season anyway. And basketball is a global sport, unlike football. And when I say football, I mean American football, so that kind of puts into context. I mean, there's football in Canada, I guess, but we're not even going to go there, so yeah. If I'm not mistaken, basketball is either the second biggest sport in the world or the third. It's got to be one of those two, right? And because it's a big sport globally, not just in the United States, it really helps when you have these international teams come play these NBA teams, because for one, they're not really going to have that same opportunity otherwise. Like, yeah, there's the Olympics and stuff like that, but it's different playing in the Olympics versus playing an exhibition game against like actual NBA teams like the Jazz. Because in these situations, the stakes are not nearly as high and the experience they're getting is still pretty good because you're playing against really good players and you're playing against an organized team that's been working together for months, if not years. Let's be honest, those Australians who like basketball were going to be watching their home team play anyway, and they're going to be watching the NBA anyway, so, you know, having those teams kind of come together just for an exhibition game for the preseason, I think it's awesome because it helps grow the sport internationally. I want basketball to continue to be bigger and bigger because you know what happens when the sport gets bigger and bigger and more people find out about it, more people start to like it. Thus, you get to get the best players from all over the world that would not have an opportunity otherwise to play basketball if they didn't really think it was a valuable option. Now, even though most of the league is comprised of American-born players or whatever, we still get these studs that come from overseas, like Luka Doncic for one. For that particular game, the Dallas Mavericks beat the Beijing Ducks, I believe? Yeah, Beijing Ducks. They beat the brakes off the Beijing Bucks, 116-63. Obviously, it's not as much of a blowout as the other game that we just talked about, but it's still a pretty bad blowout considering the game was relatively close at the half. And for me at least, Luka Doncic looked extremely impressive. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he had a number of turnovers, right? But from what I saw, because I was watching the game while I was filming this drawing, and I noticed that with a number of his turnovers, it wasn't like it was a bad turnover. It almost seemed like he was trying to make a good pass that he expected his teammates to kind of knew where to be in terms of positioning. And because of that lack of communication, because the other player wasn't able to understand the scenario, what was going on, Luka Doncic almost made a pass that was way ahead of the teammate's skill point. So it wasn't like just a complete throwaway. It was almost like there was miscommunication going on between the teammates. He did that a number of times. Like, I remember seeing one of the passes where he made a pass to a cutter that wasn't cutting. Like, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? While we stay on the topic of Luka Doncic, oh my god, this guy is going to be amazing. He was dribbling the ball in a way where it's like, you know, kind of going around defenders, and all that seemed normal. But not just the fact that he's able to dribble around defenders very well, he's also able to finish extremely well. He had a few tough shots where it's like, okay, that looks like it's going to be a complete mess, and it goes in anyway. I'm like, ooh, okay. He has good ball control. He seems to have a very good IQ when it comes to basketball. So, guys got a lot of potential. You Mavs fans should be so happy to have him on your squad, especially doing that trade during the draft. That was a great move by management. As for the Raptors and the Trailblazers, it was a pretty close game up until about the halfway point, and then it pretty much kind of broke apart. Toronto won 122-104. Obviously, the main story with this team is that they added Kawhi Leonard through a trade. They got rid of DeMar DeRozan, and they were already the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, so they not only added like the second or third best player on the team, but they were already the #1 seed in their respective conference, so they're going to be very interesting to look at this season. And Kawhi did alright. He shot 3 from 8 from the field, and he had 0 3-points made out of 4 attempts, so that's probably why his percentage didn't look too good. But I think he's still kind of getting in the rhythm of things. Again, preseason is all about warming up your team, getting them ready, so that way when the regular season comes, they are ready to explode and do well. And if I'm not mistaken, the guy only played like, what, 9 games last season, and we know that that was his choice. He didn't feel like he was being led on correctly by the Spurs organization because he still felt injured after all the stuff that he went through. He was initially misdiagnosed the first time, and when he came back, he still felt like something was wrong, so he didn't trust him all the way, and that's why he decided to sit out. So I expect him to have a little bit of time getting used to the flow of the game, but he's going to do just fine. I'm not really worried about him whatsoever. Then the last game that we had tonight was the Warriors versus versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and surprisingly, the Timberwolves won even without Jimmy Butler even showing up. Final score was 114 and 110, so it was a pretty close game. And again, this is all preseason, so there's nothing too crazy going on. But it is nice seeing that the Warriors do lose even in the preseason because it shows that they can lose. Again, this game doesn't really matter too much, but you want to see that these teams that seem invincible can lose on any given night. I expect them to flip a switch when it comes to the regular season, and honestly, unless something bad happens to the team, they're probably going to have a really good season, like 65 plus wins, most definitely, assuming nobody gets injured. But I don't know, guys. I think those guys down in Houston don't like what happened last season. I feel like they got robbed, to be honest, and they're gonna go out for revenge. Perhaps that's just wishful thinking, but I'm telling you guys, the Rockets this season look good. I can't wait to see how they perform. And I'm so happy the NBA is back, and we're not even in the regular season yet. This is just day 2 of the preseason. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoy these daily sneaker drawing videos and basketball discussions, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell, get post notifications. Don't forget to visit Kickstarter.com for all your sticker stencil needs. And guys, make sure you check out the over 280 videos on the channel. You guys are ready? Know that I'm uploading these sneaker drawing videos. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Yay!